Okay, good morning again, my good people. No makeup, no filter, natural beauty. Stop playing with her. Anyway, um, so I did a video this morning where I was having a conversation with God after I had read Leviticus 25. And in it, God has said his children was not to be slaves. Okay, so listen. Leviticus 42. The people of Israel are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt, so they must never be sold as slaves. Show your fear of God by not treating them harshly. However, you may purchase male and female slaves from among the nations around you. You may also purchase the children of temporary residents who live among you, including those who have been born in your land. You may treat them as your property, passing them on to your children as a permanent inheritance. You may treat them as slaves, but you must never treat your fellow Israelites this way. When I tell y'all identities have been stolen, like, don't that remind y'all of something? So, I was saying to God, I thought it was funny, because I was like, after I read it, I was like, wait, but you scattered your children to the four corners of the earth and da-da-da-da-da, and I was like, Papa, like, wait. He was like, yes, because of their disobedience. He said they did not obey me. They were disobedient children. So this was the punishment. So I was like, wow. Like, I was so blown away spiritually, like, before I fell asleep finally after 3 o'clock this morning. And yes, I'm right back up. Look at God. So, I did the video, and I didn't want nobody to think I was lying about what I was reading. So if you want to go, you go look it up for yourself. And then while I was reading that last part, it just dawned on me that these people took what God meant for good for his children, and they used it as evil. And God, listen, his plan for us is so perfect. If you read his word, it's so perfect. Like, God is so strategic that even when you're supposed to farm for 7 years, and on the 7th year, for 6 years, and on the 7th year, your land is supposed to rest for a year. So on the 8th year, you can begin to redo your crops and stuff. So they was like, but what do it's to the point where God stores up a harvest even during the Jubilee time. God is they had asked God, what will we eat during this time of Jubilee? And God was like, don't worry about it, because he's gonna give you enough that it will last you for 3 years or more. You know what? Listen, he's so strategic in his planning, and all he wants us to do is listen to him, the Father. He just wants us to listen to him and obey. Could you imagine the situations we would be in, the better lives we would be living if we would just listen and be obedient children of God? What do you think would really happen for us, to us, if we would just listen? My God, that just blew my mind. I'm just like, oh, Lord. Now you and I get a chance to do things in the manner that God will want us to do them. When our ancestors made the mistake, the biggest mistake that they could ever make was when they stopped listening to God and wanted to follow behind everybody else around them. Why can't we be that generation that stops everything? Why can't we be that generation that creates generational wealth? The children that are obedient and do what God is asking them to do. To keep up what God is asking them to keep up, which is being obedient and doing and following the will of God. Keeping His Sabbath days. Keeping His word. Keeping His commandments. Why can't we be that generation that brings in that type of generational wealth? See, when people think about generational wealth, they always think of money. But why can't we be that generation that does exactly what God is asking us to do? And in return, the future children don't get to experience the racism, the hate, because all they'll know is love. That's all they'll know is love. And the word of God. And knowing that no matter what's going on around them, other than the loving environment they're being brought up in, and always to obey and listen to God and follow His decrees and His laws, celebrate His festivals and feasts, not pagan ones. Like, that's a beautiful generational wealth. I would love to see my grandkids and great-grandkids, and if I could live to see great-great-grandkids, doing what God taught me to teach their parents to do, and their parents, their parents, and their parents, their parents, and so forth and so on. I think that would be such a beautiful thing to see. People come together and actually live and do the things God is asking us to do. So I love y'all, and I pray that you have a blessed day. And the other part that tickled me about, me and God's conversation this morning was, I was like, oh God, wouldn't it be nice if you turned it all around and you had it where they get to be our slaves? And some people, they're like that. I said that, and I'm sorry, but not sorry. It would be nice. It would be nice to give y'all a taste of y'all own medicine. But you know what? That wouldn't happen with the good majority of us, because of what you did to us. We wouldn't even wish that on y'all. Y'all are the worst enemies of ours. Other than the enemy himself, y'all are one of the worst enemies to be dealing with. But we, because of who we are, because of the God, the Jesus in us, will show you grace, mercy, kindness, love, compassion. The same things we're doing now. Why y'all think every time y'all do something to us, y'all can never break us? Because Jesus didn't die for us to be broken. And our Father did not create us to break. But I love you. Have a blessed day. And remember, we're unbreakable. We're unstoppable. You're about to find out.